Alrighty, and the next thing we're going to talk about is the build-up portion of your warm-up, where you've got your muscles firing fully, they're fully activated, and now we're going to get you moving a little faster, progressively building up your speed to full intensity so that you're really getting ready to jump on the court. From the moment you do this last rep of this warm-up, you're ready to jump on there and start playing your match.
Okay.
All right, so the first thing we're going to do is just simply a backwards run. So go ahead and start over here, Mike. The key with the backwards run is you still want to keep a little bit of a forward lean, and you don't want to be leaning back and backpedaling.
Right, for safety, I assume?
Definitely, for safety and also for efficiency and changing direction, which I'll mention as he's doing this, okay? So Mike's going to do a backwards run here. Go ahead. Notice that he's throwing his legs back through. Excellent. Let's come on back through. He's keeping the forward lean. He's throwing his legs back through. What you'll notice from that backwards run, if you're running backwards in that way, and you have to stop and change direction, you already got that forward lean going. If you're backpedaling, you have to change your center of gravity, which can take longer to change direction. So that's why we build that into the warm-up, so you're learning, your body's learning how to do that, and you're teaching yourself good habits.
A little bit better balance.
Exactly. Okay, next thing Mike is going to do is some karaoke. He's going to be facing that direction. He's going to work on keeping his upper body facing that way with his lower body rotating underneath him. Excellent. Coming back. Quick little skips there, just so he really works on his hip rotation, getting his lateral muscles fired up a little bit. Excellent. From that, we're going to go into some butt kickers. All right. Traditionally, you'll see a lot of people do butt kickers just kind of standing in place like this. All right. What we want to do is we want to open the hips up a little bit more. Okay. So Mike is going to do that, but with more of a stride in his run. So go ahead, Mike. So he's going to run across the court, but also be driving his feet up toward his butt to get a good dynamic stretch in his quads.
Okay.
If you have knee problems, if you have quad tightness and you're not able to kick your butt, that's not a big deal. Just do your best with this to dynamically warm it up. If you have pain with this, do it slow as a part of an earlier part of your warm-up. Just some dynamic quad stretches like that as well would be a good supplement for that.
Okay.
All right. After that, we're going to do what's called some quick skips. Mike, if you come on right out here. Now, this is one thing that can take a lot of coaching, all right? I'm going to show you the basics of it today.
Okay.
The basic foundation of the quick skip is a march. So what we're going to do is we're going to do some standing marches just as a training tool, and then once you get good at the marching, then you turn it into the skip part of your dynamic warm-up tool. Okay. All right? So what Mike is going to do here, he's going to do some marching. You're going to notice that he is keeping good posture. Okay? We're going to have him bring his knee up so that his foot is at the height of the opposite knee. All right? And actually, one little adjustment we're going to make is we're going to have him doing what's called a heel slide. Okay? So as his knee is coming up, his heel is staying in line with his foot. So let me have you keep your foot back like that. That way, when you're coming down, it's almost like you're punching the ground. Okay?
Can you explain that again? I didn't quite catch that. Heel in line with the foot, you said?
Your heel that you're lifting up stays in line with the stance leg.
Oh, okay, all right.
Okay, rather than coming out here like this.
Okay, I gotcha.
The reason why we coach that is because when you're accelerating those first few steps, you want to be using your glutes to be punching into the ground and getting powerful steps rather than trying to reach and pull with your hamstrings.
Okay, all right.
Okay, so this is just trying to develop a good habit, because when we do the quick skips, his skips are going to be right here in this position rather than this position.
Okay, all right.
Okay, so just like that, doing a march.
And do we want to use the glutes more to push off because they're stronger?
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. A lot of people who are susceptible to recurrent hamstring issues have glute muscles that may be not as strong as they should be. So they are running more with their hamstrings. Their hamstrings are doing extra work, and the hamstrings, while a very explosive muscle group, are not as powerful as the glutes. Okay. So it's very important that you're recruiting that, and that's why we teach that type of drill.
All right.
Okay. So from that march, okay, Mike is going to go back into the march again, and then he's going to gradually turn it into a skip here. Okay, where he's going to be popping off the ground. You'll notice that he's got good athletic posture. His feet are coming up in alignment with his other leg, just like that. He's on the middle to the ball of his foot. Excellent, Mike. Okay, if you could turn toward the camera. All right. He's punching the ground with every step here. he's staying in place and he's punching the ground. Excellent. You'll notice that as he's doing that as well, his knee is coming straight up in line with his hip and his foot. Okay, there's no outward rotation or inward rotation of his knees. And by developing that quick skip, you're going to get more power out of your glutes, and it's going to help improve your acceleration skills.
Okay.
Okay, so what Mike is going to do, starting right over here, is he's going to do a quick skip. He's going to do a few in place, and then by adding in a little forward lean, you change the force into the ground, which is going to propel you forward. All right? So let's go ahead and get started with that. Quick skips first. And a forward lean, which is going to start you moving forward. Good job, and he can even lean a little more to get a little more forward movement. Excellent.
Mike, you better tie your shoe, buddy.
So fast he runs right out of his shoes. So the importance of...
So this is obviously not like a quickness type, movement. It should be pretty slow and steady.
This quickness with the turnover.
Right.
Not so much quickness with moving there.
Right, okay.
All right. You want to make sure that your legs are turning over fast underneath you. Like that. Not so much getting here to there as fast as you can.
All right.
All right. So that's an introduction to the quick skip. If you can master that the best you can, great thing to add into your routine. If you can't master that technique, by all means, a regular skip that's faster is definitely not going to hurt you. It's only that will also be helpful for you as well.
Okay.
All right. Okay, come on back over here. Now that we got the hips firing a little more, we're going to do some high knees. Okay. He's going to do a high knee run. However, he's going to still keep that forward lean and drive his knees up toward his chest, staying on the ball of his foot. So it's almost like that quick skip, but more powerful.
Okay.
All right. So go ahead, high knee run. Excellent. Let's come on back. Good job. So he's getting his knees up and punching the ground with a good compact stride. All right. Because tennis is such a small area that you're played on, you really got to get good at having small explosive steps.
Right.
All right. That's going to make your quickness and agility even better.
Sure.
So that's why we do these exercises. Okay. The last things we're going to work on are also shown in our lower extremity video with changing direction and deceleration. We're going to do the high knee karaoke and the lateral run as a preparation for playing as well.
Okay.
So let's do the high knee karaoke, Mike. Okay. Again, it's the regular karaoke, but then Mike is also punching his knee up and then punching his foot into the ground. So as he's coming behind, he's here, he's punching his knee and punching into the ground. And then he's opening up his hips again. One more time. Excellent. And coming back. Perfect. So that's the high knee karaoke. Building on that, then we have the lateral run. And again, this is something where we're doing this as a way to promote your lateral speed to get better. Okay? And your ability to stop and change direction to get better. So Mike is going to do a lateral run now, which is the high knee karaoke without the cross behind. All it is just driving the knee up and punching the ground, and then his lead knee drives up and punches the ground as well.
Okay.
Okay? So go ahead. Just like that. And during your warm-up, it's definitely okay to exaggerate the knee drive like Mike is doing, so that you're really firing up your muscles and getting it warmed up. Okay? So now do it in a little more natural way, Mike, so how it would look on the tennis court. Just like that. So he's running laterally, very fast, with just a little bit of a hip turn, rather than fully committing and running forward, which would take longer to stop and change direction and go the other way. And that's why we build that into the warm-up, because it's such a great drill.
Okay.
And then the last thing you can do is just finish up with a few short sprints to put it all together at the end. And then if there's anything else at the end, like I talked about, if you have any tight muscles or anything specifically that really needs to be stretched, this is when you would start at this point to do those isolated stretches, holding no more than 10 seconds, because again, you don't want to hold them too long before the explosive activity.
Okay.
Just a short stretch. unless specifically you have seen an athletic trainer or a physical therapist or a specialist who gave you specific instructions on how to do it, in which case you will follow their instructions at that point.
Okay, great.